Now, I know I wasn't going to say anything more about Simon Cowell because, let's face it, he pays for enough of his own advertising. But actually, yes, I will talk about Simon Cowell. So you always think like, oh yeah, I'll do that and then I'll stop it, and move on. But we watched this week's and it's like, I just need to talk about it, get it off my chest. You know what I mean? There was a lovely couple on this week's. I don't know whether it was on Britain's Got Talent or Britain's Got More Talent, and they were called Shalom, and the chap had got a shirt on saying Jesus rocks, and they were Jesus people, Christians they call them. And they'd sort of devoted their life to Jesus. I don't diss anybody for that. It's but it brought to light something that I really think we have wrongly. Now, like I've said before, the people who've been cruelest to me in my life are devout Christians, people who live their life by the Bible. Look down on me for smoking, they look down on me for drinking, they look down on me for swearing, and oh, you're evil, oh, you're bad, you're going to hell and whatever. And this is what I couldn't get when I was studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses, because I'm like, well, I'm not a bad person. I go out of my way to make people feel loved, you know what I mean? Because that's what I feel in my heart. I want only nice things for everybody. So I could never quite understand why, I'm disliked so much by Christians. And I don't at all, I don't know whether there was a Jesus, but I wholeheartedly believe that if Jesus did exist, and he was, the words in the Bible are his, then he came to teach us a lesson. And these people, quite nicely, and I'm ever so sorry to them because they seem absolutely lovely. They seem to illustrate how wrong we've got it. Because Simon said to them, why are you here? And they said, well, we want to spread the word of Jesus. And basically, if one person converts or whatever, if we get one person loving Jesus as well, then our work is done. And which I thought highly admirable, do you know what I mean? Although I don't think that's why they put them through, poor sods. And then Simon said to them, but you'd like the £100,000 though, wouldn't you? And she went, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Now, I would like to share with you Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. And now, if we go to the end and see what mammon, from an Aramaic word meaning riches. Mammon is wealth personified, the love of which is regarded as the root of evil. Now, I don't think I'm really, making it up when I say that we haven't learnt that lesson that Jesus tried to teach us. Have we? Because the world still revolves around mammon. That is what we strive for. It's what we're educated to strive for. It's what we are taught is the thing to have out of life. And Jesus came to try and teach us that was shit, basically. Pardon my French. Sorry, G. But he came to teach us that the love of money, that greed was the opposite of God. So how can we, anybody, say that they are Christian and look down on people like me for not being Christian when we all worship money. We all strive for money. That is what our lives are about, is the pursuit of personal wealth over other people. And Jesus quite specifically says in the Bible, you cannot serve God and money at the same time. And these poor sods obviously didn't have it, because she's like, yeah, 100 grand, that'd be wicked. Do you know what I mean? But that's just miseducation. We're taught the wrong things from the Bible. Do you know what I mean? Jesus was not about being nailed up. That's not what his life was about. But that's what we've taken as the lesson. That he died, we're saved. And it is a lie. We are not saved. We have to save ourselves. You know, we're not saved because we're doing exactly the things that Jesus came and told us we're not meant to be doing. Shall I see if I can find something else? All right then. It's the same page, why not? Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away. Ye have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbour and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Or in other words, we are all equal. Nobody has a right to look down on anybody else. Nobody has a right to hate anybody else, because we are all